All right, let's get right into it. If you're a top producer, I bet this sounds familiar. Your GCI is through the roof, but you're trapped. It's like you've built yourself a golden cage. You're working harder than ever, and all you can think is, I need to hire someone. But here's the dangerous part. Hiring just because it feels busy is the fastest way to absolutely torch your profit margins. So we're going to talk about a much smarter way to do this, ROI-based staffing.
And this right here, this is the core idea of everything we're about to cover. You know, stress is totally subjective. It's an emotion, and it tricks you into making really bad, really expensive decisions. But capacity? That's a hard number. It's math. It's reality. The whole game is about shifting from making decisions based on that feeling of stress to making them based on the number that defines your actual capacity.
So let me just ask you, point blank, are you hiring your way to burnout? Because it's such a classic trap, right? You're so busy, you're crushing it, and you reactively hire someone just to get some breathing room. But if you don't have a data-driven plan, you just end up with more overhead, which means you have to work even harder to pay for it all. And just like that, you're stuck in a vicious cycle that only ends in one place, burnout.
Now let's break down just how damaging this stress hiring really is. First off, it makes you the single point of failure. Your personal, manual labor is now what's holding the whole thing together, covering for a hire the business didn't actually earn. You're basically subsidizing unearned headcount out of your own pocket and your own time. This bloats your overhead, turns your business into a treadmill you can't get off of, and, you guessed it, it absolutely incinerates your profit margins.
And this brings us to a key concept we call the fragility tax. Think of it as this massive hidden cost that you pay every single day when your business's survival depends entirely on your heroic efforts to make up for bad hiring choices. It's the tax you pay for building something fragile and personality-driven instead of something systematic and strong.
So how do we stop paying this ridiculous tax? Well, it takes a fundamental, systemic shift. We have to move our entire decision-making process out of the world of emotion and into the cold, hard, and incredibly clear world of economics.
I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, that's the trap. Reactive, emotional, just hustling to pay the bills. It's fragile. On the right, that's the goal. Proactive, governed, and resilient. You're building a durable platform where every single hire is a strategic capital allocation, not just a panic-driven expense. This is the real difference between having a high-paying job you can never leave and building a true business asset. This quote really just nails it. Growth isn't something you just decide to do one Tuesday morning because you feel overwhelmed. It has to be earned. The numbers, not your gut, not your stress levels, the numbers are what tell you when the platform has officially earned the right to expand.
And the specific tool we use to enforce this kind of discipline, it's what we call economic triggers. And let me be clear, these are non-negotiable. They are predetermined financial and capacity rules that have to be met before you even think about extending a job offer. This completely removes emotion and subjectivity from the equation.
Okay, so enough with the theory. Let's get really practical. In this next part, we're going to walk through exactly how you build these triggers for your own business and establish that strict mathematical line in the sand for any future expansion.
And honestly, it's a super straightforward three-step process. First, you identify the exact role you need next. Not a person, a function on your org chart. Second, you set the revenue trigger. What specific GCI does the firm need to hit for 3 straight months to easily justify this new cost? And third, you set the capacity trigger. What is the objective operational breaking point for you, the leader?
And to make this official, to really lock it in, we use a simple but incredibly powerful tool, the Next Hire Economic Trigger List. An artifact like this is designed to do one thing and one thing only. Remove that emotional hiring constraint by forcing the business to prove, with data, that it's ready to grow.
And here's what that looks like in practice. It's so simple. You name the next hire, let's say an operations manager. Then you set that economic trigger with a hard number. GCI has to be over $150,000 a month for the entire second quarter. No exceptions. And then the capacity trigger. The leader is spending more than 10 hours a week on admin tasks. You see? It's totally binary. It's black and white. You either hit the numbers or you don't. There's zero gray area.
So how do you know if you've really absorbed this lesson? Think of it like passing through 2 key gates. First is the knowledge gate. Can you clearly explain to someone what the fragility tax is and why hiring based on stress is so destructive? And second, the implementation gate. Have you actually sat down and filled out a trigger list with a specific, non-negotiable,
go-no-go dollar amount for your next hire. That's the real test.
Okay, let's bring this all home. Because implementing this system isn't just about a new spreadsheet or a new rule. It's a fundamental identity shift. It requires you, as the leader, to operate under a completely new set of rules.
So, welcome to what we call the Captain's Bridge. This is your command center. This is where you have to look at your plans with total, brutal objectivity. It's the ultimate test of your firm's discipline. So let's ask the hard questions you need to answer from up here.
First up, the absence test. And be honest, if you are gone, completely off the grid for 30 days, is the growth plan so clear that your team would know the exact GCI target they need to hit to earn their next hire? Or does the entire plan just exist in your head, subsidized by your own manual labor? Second, the autonomy check. Are you truly empowering your team, your org chart, to drive the revenue that's needed for the next phase of growth? Or are you just reacting to problems with panic hires because deep down, you're avoiding the tough work of building real, systematic capacity?
And finally, the asset validation. Does your firm really possess the strict financial discipline of an institution, or are you just bleeding out your margin on these stress hires that give you some temporary relief but produce absolutely zero long-term return on your investment?
At the end of the day, it all comes down to a choice. You can keep paying that fragility tax and hire your way straight to burnout, or you can make the identity shift and become the leader your business actually needs. The path forward is really governed by 3 simple but incredibly powerful rules. Set the triggers, earn the growth, and above all else, protect the platform.